What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Jedi Jive. My name is Mike, and joining us again this week is my sister Jenny.
Hey, guys.
We are reacting to Andor. This is our second run of 3 episodes.
Yes.
Episodes 1, 2, and 3 we loved. I think it was a great start to season 2.
I agree.
So many little storylines going on, so many little details, so many individual character arcs.
Yeah.
I have nothing but good things to say about the acting, the directing. The costumes are great.
Yes. But also the content, you know?
Yeah.
Like, once again, they're diving right in and tackling some heavy topics, but I'm also finding myself really invested in the little interpersonal things, like the stuff going on around Mon Mothma.
Yeah.
I'm very compelled by that.
Yeah. It's funny because we love Star Wars, and everybody, that knows the original story, like, these are familiar, like, the larger scale events going on in the galaxy we're all familiar with. But this story really, like, shows all of the, like, how those events that we all are familiar with are affecting different people and their lives.
Yes.
And how all of the, the war, it's not just like heroes blowing up Death Stars. There's also like all of the little people involved and how their lives are torn apart and affected. And like you were saying, Mon Mothma, like, I have no doubt her, like, rich upscale, life is about to get turned upside down, and there's nothing she can do about it now. She's already made her bed.
Yeah.
And we know her character down the road is, like,
deep in
the rebellion. Yeah, so exactly. So it's like how much of what we see her, like her daughter and her husband and her Chandrilan heritage lifestyle and all of this, and how much of that is she going to have to sacrifice?
Yeah, totally.
In order to, stay convicted.
And I find it very juicy.
Oh my god! And that's just Mon Mothma. Like we were commenting before about how we thought the Dedramiro and Cyril Karn relationship story is also extremely
those
interesting.
Are two great characters.
Absolutely.
Like, individually, each one of those is a fantastically written.
That scene with Dedramiro talking to Cyril's mom was like...
That's one of the best scenes in the whole show.
Oh my god, and I love how Dedramiro is just shaping up to be like a great villain in that way. That she's just so interesting, and it's like a character that you kind of like. You're rooting for her in a weird way, even though she's like against the good guys.
Yeah.
Like she's, So this show is doing a great job at that. It's just holding my interest. And as we can see, actually, all 3 of these episodes that we're going to react to tonight, hopefully, are close to an hour long. So... lots of rich content.
Yeah, lots of
we
stuff
always
for us to react to.
Want to see the longer episodes.
Yeah.
It's more to edit, as we were pointing out. But
But it's great to watch.
Guys, let's jump in. We'll have some fun. We'll have a discussion afterwards, and we'd love to hear what you thought about it. So let's do it.
Let's do it.
You're okay. You're okay. You're fine.
Man, Brasso.
Poor Brasso.
He was a solid friend and character.
That's really sad.
Spiders are not the most unique.
But you know what I was thinking? I feel like we don't see Bix in Rogue One, so
Yeah.
I have a feeling she's gonna get she's gonna get taken out as well.
Propaganda will only get you so far. You need a radical insurgency you can count on.
They're looking for a Reichstag fire.
Dude, so many cool locations already too.
I
like,
know.
Bring on
every scene is like a new location, and half of them are places we haven't seen before.
Yeah. A whole year has passed.
Whole year.
Wow.
A lot can happen in a year.
Wow. Okay, so we kind of know where this is headed now.
Yep.
We're gonna BBY 2, BBY 1.
Yep. It's gonna take us
Rogue
right
One
up
is
to Rogue One.
BBY.
Yeah.
Just right at the event. Yeah, she must be dreaming.
I think so.
If there was something sketchy going on, she wouldn't leave Cassian. She'd wake him up.
Oh, there you are. Wasn't much of a soldier, was he?
Yikes.
Everyone has their own rebellion. Right?
Glowing red. She's got some severe PTSD.
Yeah. But I mean, who's surprised after
Yeah.
everything she's been through?
Same thing again. Dr. Gorst.
It's when I relax.
You sure you don't want to talk about it? My aches.
Are they on Coruscant? Well, it seems to be.
Oh wow,
That's Ghorman.
this is
Okay.
Ghorman.
Wow. Like I said,
This
in
music
these
is like a
locations.
French cafe.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my lord.
Oh my goodness.
A Ghorman spider?
Ghorman
Two
spider.
Ghorman spiders?
What in the devil?
What is he up to?
Unless Dedra put him up to it. She was put in charge, right? Wow.
I can barely see you.
Turn it. Mother? The other way?
It's the might as well be in the outer rim.
I'm seeing you clearly.
How nice
It's
of you.
like a mom who doesn't know how to use FaceTime.
Yeah.
There, you had it.
Don't worry about me. I'll try to remember what you look like. First.
Or lectopods.
Okay.
The
So he's still Bureau of Standards. He's just on Ghorman.
I'm in charge here, Mother.
They put you on the
It's almost
shelf,
like
Cyril,
mid-century
you've been playing.
TVA kind of.
Yeah.
In charge of what? Counting spiders. Let's not forget your last foray into the provinces.
Super
What
mid-century.
it is, hardly, is Coruscant. Said you'd made it back. People died.
She's doing her
trying to
hair. They've
Yeah.
got like the hair dryer just like on Earth.
You were here, Cyril. You'd found a woman actually willing to make a life with you. And you just walk away. All of it cast aside, thrown away. And for what? A field office on Ghorman.
No, when,
I'm
when,
assuming you
I'm not buying Ghorman again. I'm sick of it. They were always too good for the rest of us.
You are watching too much Imperial news.
Uncle Harlow used to wear nothing but Ghorman twill. Who wouldn't if you could afford it?
It's propaganda. Mother, you're being sold these ideas.
My poor boy.
All this anti-Gormanism, it's not just talk anymore. We're getting new directives every month, and people are getting hurt.
There are people in my office. I'm looking at two of them right now. They'll be choking down loyalty oaths next week just to keep their jobs. I have spiders to count.
Same time next week.
okay. Cyril has a bit more agency than he did a year ago.
Yeah.
Some independence from his mother.
Hardly a threat to the Empire. I have spiders to count.
Same time next week.
Montero fick vapen. Prøver les Bordinex.
French accent.
French, yeah. It's French coded. No wonder the music sounded like a cafe.
Lobby quad. Tu remarques vu le nash là? Nash cum smat do pelug. Dilam cum scam.
Wait.
They're
They are speaking
They're not
French.
speaking French.
No,
No, it's
it's
just
just
it's a
French.
made up language, but
Gotcha,
it's
okay.
French accents.
Nash mat si pas filo bret.
The scenery on the establishing shots is great.
Hello there. What can I do for you today?
Star Wars convenience store.
Are those musky peppers?
Extra hot.
My husband wants a taste.
Is he strong enough?
It's tougher than he looks.
What do you want? You're right.
You're not a tourist. Perhaps you wish to know more about where you live. There's a meeting. You should come.
Put it on the list.
A grill.
What are you gonna tell him?
About what?
About what happened on the mission?
The deal went through, we won. It had to be done.
He was a threat. He was a soldier.
I should stop thinking about it.
It's like you said. It's when we relax.
I can't stop seeing his face.
It fades. I want to tell you it goes away forever, but I'd be lying. We're in a war. Not everybody knows it yet, but it's happening. People die.
I wonder if he knew.
Well, he does now. You and I are here now because he's dead. It had to be done.
He's taking on some of Luthen's arguments.
What the heck?
It's information about this meeting, this, like, rebellion meeting.
You didn't kill that boy because we're at war. You killed him because you saw my face.
What's the difference?
I don't know. But if I'm giving up everything, I want to win. We have to.
Beautiful shot.
Nice. So watching pod races. Security guards watching the game.
Sorry, want to authorize.
I have a presentation with the sector committee tomorrow morning. I left my notes on my desk like an idiot. I have to have them. Take me 5 minutes.
What is Cyril Karn doing? Like, clue us in already. That looks so imperial there. Okay, there's Dedra. Okay, he's gonna have a little FaceTime with Dedra. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right. They're
little
still 100%.
back channel spy action.
Where are you?
The safe room.
You were careful.
Yes, of course, always. Look, I don't have much time. I've been invited to a meeting.
A meeting with who?
It's a town hall, but this is them. It's Ghorman front, I know it. They started breaking into the apartment. I know they're tapping the office comms. I assume I'm being followed all the time.
He is very pleased with his own importance.
He loves it.
He loves feeling important.
What's my next mission, Mommy?
Very good.
Yeah. Yep.
It's 75 restricted Imperial weapons and 34 arrests.
All of which leaves us where?
Her resting bitch face is
Peerless.
top notch.
We're arresting too many people.
That's what's his name, who wanted out, who's Luthen's mole.
We can't take it all in.
Lonnie.
Some of us have more people in custody than we can process.
Colonel Yularan and myself have a meeting scheduled with the Emperor to discuss amplifying our intake process. Thank you for reminding us all how this room is meant to function.
Man.
You don't call me in? You don't think I could be helpful?
Another power
I
struggle.
won't hesitate if I need it.
Andor must be found. You can have all the glory.
Has it ever crossed your mind that Partic has put me on Axis because I don't seek glory?
Well, you've given me a lot to think about. My door is open.
How do I repay you?
You can buy me lunch.
Done.
This guy looks like he's ready to crack too, man.
Again, beautiful.
Yeah.
The
great
architecture,
framing, yeah.
fantastic.
Look at that. It's the Senate. Are we going to the Senate? That's the Senate building.
The Emperor might disagree.
Ghorman needs this legislation more than anyone. I need votes. You've been hiding from me. Why?
You've been voting with me on these issues for years.
This is security, Mom. You're confusing criminality and politics here.
Really? Are we finding criminals or making them?
Why?
Take the 75 planets with the lowest crime rates. Look at them now.
We can all game the numbers, Mom. And whose numbers are they? I believe what I feel.
If we do not stand together, we will be crushed. I am close on the votes.
That's not what I hear.
An 18% rise in Kaifo to Passy 21. A 38% increase in Ghorman.
I'm not sure linking anything to Ghorman right now is a good idea.
I am constantly begging my people to stay calm and do nothing that might make things worse. Voting against the Emperor right now would be a total violation of that request. I'm sorry, Mom.
Whoa.
This is how Lonnie meets Luthen, usually.
Yep.
Traditionally.
Yep.
Hello, Lonnie. 3 months. I didn't have anything solid until today. Well, let's have it. Dad Ramiro's running Ghorman. Nero? Why, she's a hunter, not a spin doctor. Smear campaign is an opening move, not an end game. I need the end game. I can't wait another 3 months, Lonnie. There's too much going on. You used to tell me to wait. Those days are gone. We'll be standing by.
Modomek Sunif Frequenti. Mobi Marklej Vakodant Sin Bender Evanel.
I wonder if Cyril's gonna like inadvertently become part of like the Ghorman Rebellion.
What do you think?
It's very passionate.
It's very
How much do you
passionate.
understand?
Not enough.
She lost her family in the Tarkin massacre. There was a promise that the new Imperial building would never cast a shadow across the memorial. Now they know the truth. People think the new building is meant to be a fortress. He's telling them he doesn't know. What do you think?
Was bibi?
Asylum at bank.
Hello.
How are you?
Her name is Enza.
Cyril.
He's an Imperial spy. Be careful.
It's not funny. It's not true, is it?
That's exactly what he is.
At the Bureau of Standards.
He literally is.
It's a relief. I was thinking of introducing you to my father.
Elector Rylance.
Cyril Karn.
You're very brave to be here.
Am I in danger?
Certainly not from us. Will you be writing a report?
No. To who? I'm here as myself.
What a refreshing position. I'm not sure why the Empire would build an armory in the middle of Palmer, but I'm running out of answers.
Well, I have nothing to do with the annex.
You must have seen the floor plans.
Those are classified.
Certainly, let's wait to the rumors. 16 years ago, Grand Moff Tarkin killed 500 peaceful, unarmed Ghormans in the middle of that plaza.
Jesus.
You can imagine how upset we would be to find out there's an Imperial military facility rising over the monument to the fallen.
Yikes.
Ghormans yearn for peace and prosperity. If you are writing a report, make that your headline. Maybe we can do some good together.
Is this all gonna affect Cyril in a certain way?
You have to wonder. He's a very complex character.
Yeah. And now there's this new pretty girl introduced into his life.
Yep.
He might get like kind of the hots for her. And remember how Dedra said you need some Ghormans to do the wrong thing or whatever? Like Cyril could become part of that. And like believe in what he's doing too. Like she could be successful in that way. That seems ripe for the happening.
Have a look. It's flashing.
You just come back. Ever been to Ghorman? I want you to try something different. I need an assessment.
Of what?
Of who? Cairo Rylance. He's running the Ghorman front.
You know him.
In my way. You have to go alone.
To Ghorman, he's gonna run right into his nemesis.
Ghorman would be a remarkable place to turn our way. I need to know more before we get involved. Reach out to Clea. I want this done quickly.
Wow.
The car.
Oh, wait a minute. It's like a rebel base in The Force Awakens. Saw
Gerrera.
Who taught you this?
I'm here to teach the variations. More than that, I'm not allowed to say.
Have you ever seen a man die from Rhydonium? Maybe you're like me. Maybe you love the smell of it. This is Pluty. He'll be your student.
Which variations?
You'll teach some more.
But I need to leave tomorrow.
Really?
There was an agreement. This was negotiated.
You're here till I get what I need.
Is she taking drugs to numb her pain? Wow.
Is that what? Yeah. Yeah, that was like a slow burn, moody episode that was kind of, I think a lot of people that might not generally want to consume that version of Star Wars content would be like, that was so boring. Like, it doesn't, like, there was nothing, there were no high flying,
Space
special
battles,
effects and lasers and, you know, running and screaming
Right.
and explosions. Like, it was just very, like, there were so many political nuance moments in there, like Mon talking to all of the different senators,
Right,
trying to get their
whip
votes
unsuccessfully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things like that were
Or just this one scene where Cyril's talking to his mom and he basically says, don't watch so much Fox News. But it's all subterfuge because actually he's the one who's the spy for the Empire. So he's just trying to he knows that he's being listened to. Yeah. You know, he knows that people are listening to his calls.
And to me, it was immediately obvious that it was like, oh, well, no, this is just Dedra put him on this, and they're
definitely.
And then
that
when
was
he
clear.
got onto the secret FaceTime with her, it was like, yeah, okay, so she's just getting updates from him,
Yeah.
and he's her little inside minion,
right?
And I was certain, I don't know how you felt, but I was getting the impression when he was interacting with the Ghorman insurgency there, or the beginnings of whatever that is on Ghorman, that it was like, okay, they kind of tried to establish a little moment between Cyril and that lady.
And then he meets her father, who's sort of a leader in this movement and is very well spoken and very elegant.
And I think this is all important because I mentioned last week that Dedra and Cyril didn't seem like a sexual thing. It was more just sort of like a
shared agenda.
Yeah, exactly. They saw eye to eye on things, and that's still how Dedra's, she's. But then I commented that this week it was immediately off rip. It was like, okay, it looks like Cyril 1 year later, a lot can change in 1 year, has more agency than he's ever had before. He's not under the thumb of his mother anymore.
Right.
He is still technically under the thumb of Dedra because he's like working for her.
Right.
But
he feels anyway that that's a choice he
was able to literally cut his mom off on the phone call with her. He just pushed the button off.
He
which
is
just
a
cut
big
it off.
deal for him.
And it was like, wow, he's his own person now. So that's why
I would personally love it. I don't know how likely it is, but I would love it if we did see that character get radicalized.
I think that's exactly what's...
And because that's just, it's such a juicy...
And you know what I love about
character.
That is my favorite Star Wars book is Lost Stars, which is essentially Romeo and Juliet during the events of the original Star Wars. And both the Romeo and Juliet characters, it's not Romeo and Juliet, but they start with the Empire, going to the Academy, and eventually the girl is like higher up, like getting promoted, and he's like becoming a rebel and leaving the Empire, and it's like that star-crossed lovers thing of like,
right.
And I'm like seeing a little bit of elements of that here, where I'm like, I think Cyril's gonna end up becoming like a rebel, which would in the beginning he'd be the least. You'd expect him the least to become against the Empire. But I think that's what they're setting up to happen.
I would love to see that. That's a storyline I would love to see.
Yeah.
Something I found really interesting this week, Luthen said to Lonnie, a smear campaign is an opening move, not an end game. And that's basically exactly what Dedra Meero said to Krennic. That was the advice that she gave to Krennic. Like, you need more than propaganda.
Yeah.
And so Luthen, he's very smart. He's said the exact same thing. They're going to need more than propaganda, basically.
Yeah.
What's the next move? What's the end game?
Yeah.
And obviously we know that the end game is to, like, have some sort of, I think what they're setting up is some sort of Reichstag fire.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which you can all Google if you don't know what that is. But, I think that's what they're setting up to happen, and Luthen's like, what's it going to be? Let me figure this out.
Yes.
So that's very interesting in and of itself.
And Lonnie was clearly, like, sweating, like, in the circle room meeting. Like, he was hesitant to speak up because he's feeling so much pressure, in his position. And obviously he would be, considering, like, how serious these people are. Like, the Empire higher-ups are so cold and efficient and just, like, getting the job done. And so I can recognize that there may not be, looking back on this reaction, I'm sure editing through it, I'm going to be cutting out a lot because there's not that much reaction going on.
There's not
in
a
this
lot of
episode.
whoa.
But there is, because we know this is a 3-episode arc, 2 more episodes following this that are going to be, I think that this is just like, that's all necessary setup for what's about to happen. And we're going to start, like I said, my prediction is Cyril's going to start kind of like agreeing with the people that he's trying to spy on.
Again, would love to see that.
And then how is he gonna reconcile that with Dedra? And Mon, we didn't see that much beyond her just trying to get the votes, but I think she wasn't getting the votes.
No,
ultimately.
She was trying unsuccessfully to whip the votes.
So, man, tensions are rising, things that you can just feel, like, in the background, the percolation of the, like, just something is about to, it's just like, oh my God, and then obviously Saw Gerrera,
Oh yeah, and, like, shout out to Forrest Whitaker every time. He's just
he's a character.
He's such a unhinged character who believes so ardently in what he stands for, but is kind of a loose cannon, and
so
you never know what's coming next when he looks at you with his wild eyes, and, like, it's just an amazing acting job.
Yeah, I think we both agreed that that's what happened, was that the kid was, like, provided some type of technology, and then he was, like, expecting to go, and Saw was like, nope, you're staying here
to teach us
how to use
that's
that
what
thing.
I understood.
But it sounded like the unit was, like, something involving fuel. Like, maybe it, like, converts fuels to
some kind of chemical reaction that's going on.
But yeah, so I would encourage people to think that was boring, to be like, just wait. I think the next couple episodes
lots
are going
of seeds being planted here.
So yeah, while this may not have been a reaction heavy episode, I liked this episode because of all of the political intrigue, and you can feel, like I said, I can feel the percolation of things happening. It's boiling. You're like the pot of water is about to boil.
Yes,
I can feel it happening.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Love this episode. Love to hear your thoughts about it in the comments below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And if you want to see reactions fully unedited, go over to patreon.com/JediJive, where we put up the watch along style reactions, the full reactions. We'll see you in the next reaction. Peace, guys.
Peace.